good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. It is April 27th, 2020, and officially the second episode to Van FM. Feels kind of nice, actually. I had a sneaking suspicion in the back of my mind as, I don't know, just I felt like this wasn't going to happen. I was going to forget, I was going to procrastinate, I was going to put it out late again to the point where probably I was just going to be like, yeah, it's not worth it, but it's worth it. I like it. I I felt motivated to hop back on and do another episode. Um, I don't know if I have enough to talk about, but I'm just gonna string it. Again, me with my uhs and my buts and my ums. I gotta work on that. I'm gonna try my best to work on that today. I'm gonna try and speak fluently, enunciate where it needs to be enunciated, make sense, talk English. Yeah. The last week has been pretty nice. I've also had a lot of thoughts flow through my head about the future in terms of content creation. But last week was a very fun week. A lot of good vibes, a lot of chill vibes on the stream. I didn't get to put out a YouTube video this week, which kind of sucks because I had two cool ideas that I wanted to really record and edit and put out there. I just didn't have the time. And I don't know exactly why, but I definitely was being productive, so I don't feel completely upset that I didn't put out a video. I've been pretty good about it. I've been putting out a video about once a week for the past few weeks on like a Saturday or a Sunday. And this week I missed it, but that's fine. I have some really cool videos I am working on. They are projects in my Premiere, and I'm very excited to put them out. So it's just a matter of time, until I finish them. I'm still going through school. If anybody's curious, I know maybe people are aware. Gosh, there's another I know people are aware. If you know me, then you know that I'm going through school. So the only things on my plate right now are streaming and school. But the thing is about streaming and making videos, it doesn't even feel like it's on my plate. That's the beautiful thing about it. That's the beautiful thing about my attitude towards it lately. It feels like just a passion project. It doesn't feel like I have to perform, I have to put something out there, it feels really nice. The only thing that's really on my plate is schoolwork. Getting homework assignments done on time. They're usually due Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So I have my in-between days to work on my homework assignments in little chunks, just so I don't have to spend one whole day working on it, which I feel like has helped a lot. I was trying to do everything in one day, and it was frying my brain. So now, we're in a better place. Life is really good. Um, I should probably just stop harping on myself for saying It's no point. It's no point. Why even bother? I did go ahead and make some upgrades. I think I talked about it last week to the stream. One of the biggest things that I think was really worth it was getting some new headphones. And I don't really think I needed to do such a major upgrade. I was using Audio-Technicas, but I was using their 20X monitor headphones. And the 20X model was great. It was really nice. I felt so especially when I got it for the first time. But then I was curious, what if I did try the 50X model? 4 models up. So I went ahead and decided to treat myself to that, I guess, and also upgrade the stream in that way because I was curious, do they sound better? Do they feel better? What makes them better than the 20Xs I was using? Well, they can fold a lot easier. They have a little bit better rotation in each ear. So I was like, okay, let's try it. And I got these a couple of days after I recorded the first podcast, and these feel amazing. I do think the biggest difference, though, is just because they're newer. And not because they are newer that they're better. It's just because they're fresh. The last headphones, the ones that I was dreading wearing, I was truly dreading wearing them. It truly hurt wearing those Audio-Technicas, but not in the beginning of their service to for me. The ear cups, that little foam part that like wraps around your ear, I think it just, you can't help it. It stiffens up over time. And I've had those headphones for about 3 years, 4 years, and the foam just stiffens up over time. Stiffens up so harshly, to the point where it feels like I'm putting a rock on my ear. I got these new ones. I took them out of the box. The first thing I did was feel the ear cups because I knew that was my biggest problem. And I was so blown away with how soft they felt. Truly, marshmallows. I feel like there are marshmallows on my ear now. I haven't had an ear pain in ever since I started wearing them. So I guess that's a huge plus. And they sound really great. I wouldn't say that there's a huge difference in the audio quality, but I can hear it. I could even hear it when I was listening to my own voice. I was impressed. They're really nice. They're very ergonomic. They have a lot of little small details about them that make them better in small ways, and it's appreciated. It's appreciative. I appreciate these headphones. I think they're gonna last me a very, very long time. I've been treating them so specially, so carefully. Made them a little hook on the wall up here so I can hang them up instead of leaving them around. It's crazy what we do, how we treat our how we treat our equipment or things or tools after we've had them for so long. And it's versus how we treat something brand spanking new. It's funny, every time I worked in the retail, I worked in cabinets and appliances, and I think personally for me, if I can get a huge discount on a refrigerator because it has a huge dent in it or a giant scratch on the front, like visible, like actually visible dent scratches, all that type of stuff, I would go with the discount. And a lot of people do, but at the same time, I see so many people that pass up on good discounts for fridges and things like that. Yeah, it's out of the box. That's the reason why it's got a scratch, a dent. It's a floor model, all this other stuff. It's not like anyone's been using it. But at the end of the day, these things that we buy for ourselves are eventually going to get scratched and worn. And there's no point in just, I don't know, overthinking how it looks now, because you know how it's going to look later anyway. So I'm not saying go ahead and start dinging things around because like, oh well, it's going to be. No, I mean you should keep care of your things. I don't know where I'm going with this. One thing that's been really big on my mind for the past few days, and to be honest, in the back of my mind for the past few months, is TwitchCon. I have been thinking about TwitchCon, and during the current ongoing world issues that is COVID, TwitchCon doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But then again, it is so far away. Because I remember, I think it's in September, late September of 2020 is when TwitchCon was supposed to happen. I don't know whether that the same date is applicable. Because obviously this whole virus issue's definitely thrown so many things off balance, out the window, things like that. I'm intrigued. I would still love to go to TwitchCon this year. I went in 2018, and that was a good time. And I've learned a lot about the convention, and I kind of understand a little bit more of how it works and how I would like to, do it a little differently this next time. And it'd be also nice because then I'd be able to say I made it both of the like 2018 and 2020, like even years. I hope they don't cancel TwitchCon, but who knows? Everything's up in the air. I really enjoyed going to California. It was probably one of the coolest things I've done in a long time. It was just my notifications weren't silenced. How dare I? How dare I? I wonder how long that's been happening. I hope that uh audibly noticeable. Sorry if I just stopped in my tracks. I heard my phone go off. I remember I put my phone off silent overnight. Tangent. TwitchCon. Yeah, I really want TwitchCon to happen. I want to go. I want to meet creators again. Creators around my size, creators that I look up to, at all kind of people. I want to meet so many people. It was so much fun. I made a lot of friends in 2018. Friends that I still go back and say hello to. Friends that I still visit their streams. Friends that, still talk to me about certain things here and there. And it's only been a plus. It's only been a positive knowing those people. So I would very much love to go back again and make new friends and meet old friends and learn. I don't know whether I could say that going to TwitchCon in 2018 was something that needed to happen on my journey of being a content creator, but it definitely was a huge plus. I had so much fun and I learned a lot. But yeah, this last week has been a huge week for growth on the channel. Just I see it. I see it every week when I go back and look at stats and when I go back and kind of reflect and analyze what's going on. What am I doing that's decent, that's positive? What am I doing that might be harpering me and harpering? Is that a word? Hampering me in the long run? Um, yeah, I guess that's how I'd put it. And I wanna just be clear. I'm not one of those people that obsess over stats. In fact, I don't even care about how I did in a stream until maybe a few days after, or if I'm really curious, maybe I'll check it as I'm going to bed. But I typically just let Twitch send me the stream the email saying, "Hey, we have your stream summary ready," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll check it tomorrow. I'll check it after tomorrow," and then I kind of think about what's going on, what games am I playing, what am I doing right, what am I doing well, what are people. I like to analyze more in the moment. I read people very. Um, I like to read people in the moment. I like to be there. I don't. Reflecting is good. Don't get me wrong, and I definitely have used it to my benefit. But at the same time, it's nice to gauge a situation right there when you're in it, because I think you have better feedback. So like when I'm doing something on my stream, if I'm kind of goofing off and I'm, maybe making a certain type of joke, I'm trying to see how it lands and whether or not that certain type of joke is something I should bring up again when I see maybe somebody new pop in to the channel. I don't know if anyone's noticed me do that. I have a couple of gags I like to pull out for new visitors, just so that they'd be like, "Oh, what is he? What?" Because I feel like it's nice to grab someone's attention. Be like, "Hey, let's vibe real quick." Okay, did we vibe? Cool. Did we not? Okay, bye bye. Or do whatever you want. Maybe we'll vibe later. We'll vibe next week. All right, we'll vibe next week. All right, I'll put a pin in that. Uh, I've been enjoying this journey of trying to be a full-time content creator. Um, it's my silver lining in this whole world virus pandemic thing that's going on. It's my silver lining, and I think that everyone should find their silver lining because it's always there. I don't know what book I was reading or whether it was an article or something, but I was reading about how, oh yeah, negative feedback loops. When it's spirals, negative feedback loop spirals or something like that, negative feedback spirals. So in communication and in also in just like I guess you can say in psychology, we sometimes can step into a negative feedback spiral, and that's where we feed the pessimistic side of ourselves. But in communication, it more or less means we want to bring out a change. But I'm kind of looking at it more of like from the psychological definition. But it's when we kind of feed our pessimist, and we not only feed our pessimist, but we allow other people to feed our pessimist. When you're having a bad day, I think the last thing you want to do or go do is talk to somebody who's just going to make you not feel better about it. You know, like this happened to me today and it sucked. And then you go to somebody and you tell them how much it sucked and like, yeah, that sucked. Then you start spiraling in this negative feedback. I think it's very important that at least I try to is help people find the silver lining in their negative issues or in whatever is happening in their life, is to cheer them up, is to make them feel better. You know, hey, you went through that. That's fine. Look at this. Now you know how to do this. That's fine. Look at do better next time. Stop being so down about yourself. There's no point. Move on. Life is fleeting. You know? And so I'm I'm very happy to be doing what I'm doing. I am not going to lie. I've lost my train of thought. What was I thinking about? Negative feedback spiral. Okay. What was before that? I think I was talking about how life is so good. Gosh. Should I just give up? I'm plucking my eyebrow. Well, not plucking, but I'm like straightening my eyebrow hairs thinking about this. This is just me trying to figure out anything to fill the space while I'm thinking. Oh, my brain, it hurts. I have jelly brain right now. I just don't know. Okay. Moving on. I'm very excited to get through a lot of games I'm playing through at the moment. Trying to beat Dark Souls 2. In fact, that is going to be the game I'm going to play as soon as I'm done streaming. Or, not streaming, recording this podcast. I'm going to try and continue my journey on beating Dark Souls 2, and I hope I beat it soon. At this point, I don't care how many bosses I beat in the game. I just want to get it done. And I would not be saying this if the game wasn't taking so long. It is taking too long. It has definitely lasted a lot longer than it took me to beat Dark Souls 1 and a couple other games that are pretty difficult to beat in the same vein of this genre, the Dark Souls series. I want to move on. I have such cool plans. I have a PlayStation 1, an original PlayStation 1 from when I was growing up as a kid. Okay? This thing's so nice. It still works. It still turns on. You press the button. It's just, So, I have the Spyro games. I have 1 and 2. I don't have Year of the Dragon. I'm trying to buy Year of the Dragon on eBay, or at least I will try to when it comes time to playing it. But I want all 3 of the discs. You know, they're really cool because the PlayStation 1 discs early on didn't have color on them. They were black and white. Especially, maybe it was just the spot. Oh, no, actually, I think I realized that most PlayStation games back then, like early on, were just like they just had like grayscale pictures on them. Yeah. So I have Spyro 1, which I forgot the name of it, but Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. They have the grayscale fronts. They look great, and I have those discs, and I've tried it, and they work on this PlayStation, this original PS1 I have, and a while back when I did try to play PlayStation 1 on stream, I used an Elgato HD60S, and then I also use this other little device that helps turn the RC cables into an HDMI output, so then I can plug that into my Elgato. So it's really cool how it works. It's really neat. I'm so excited to play Spyro. That's why I've kind of been dreading to play Dark Souls. And so many people, so many of the community members who watch me, you know, tell me, don't do this to yourself. Don't play Dark Souls if it's torture for you. I mean, it is kind of, but at the same time, I think I would feel worse if I just gave up on the game. You know what I mean? I honestly don't feel like me just dropping Dark Souls to go play Spyro is going to make me happier about the situation. I think what's going to make me the most happy is if I just beat Dark Souls 2 and then move on. Because I just want to get this game off my plate. Now, here's something I found out. Dark Souls 2 is annoyingly and notoriously known for being probably the longest Dark Souls game in all of the Dark Souls series. It's like way too many bosses, way too many this, way too many that, and it's just very annoying. And in fact, a lot of Dark Souls community members or players in that game agree that Dark Souls 2 is probably the worst because it's just so tedious and annoying, and some of the changes that they made from Dark Souls 1 is just like so many people just say Dark Souls 3 is really good. So it's kind of funny how polarized that community is, because I think I see all three ways. People say Dark Souls 1 is great, people swear by Dark Souls 2, people swear by Dark Souls 3. I've tried 1, I'm playing 2. I want to say I prefer 1 because it's a little, it's like things were simple in 1. Even though 1 was very difficult and frustrating and hard to get a grip of, things were a little bit simpler with stats and everything. I like Dark Souls 2 because they did improve some mechanics, but at the end of the day, I think 1 would have just been my preference if I had to choose between the two. I think I haven't even fully explored what's even possible in 1. In terms of builds and weapons I could try and all that type of stuff. But definitely 2 has its charm. 2 has its charm. I just can't wait to get over its charm. Just move on. I don't even know how far I'm into the game. It's funny? I've done maybe 10 or 12 sessions of it. I want to say I've done that many. Might be a little shorter. But I asked some of my community members who are watching me through this playthrough, and are experienced seasoned Dark Souls players. I'm like, hey, I'm a couple streams away from winning, right? From beating the game and moving on. They're like, no, you're 10 or 12, maybe 11. And I'm like, what? Seriously? I'm going to spend another month on this? This can't be right. So today, I'm going to proudly title my stream Any Percent. Any Percent Dark Souls 2. Get me out of this hell. I want to move on. It's but on top of that, I'm excited for Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Bloodborne, I hear, is really fun. Made by the same people who made the Dark Souls series, and that's going to be a game I play in between, but not in between 2 and 3. See, this is kind of how I'm planning out my games on my channel. And I don't only just want to do games. So that's probably why it's also taking me so long. I want to do music streams. I want to do cooking streams. I want to see if I can figure out how to stream fixing my motorcycle. Can't wait to do that because it'd be so much fun to, enjoy this hobby while I enjoy being a mechanic at the same time. It'd be really fun. But the way I want to kind of structure the games, at least the games that I'm playing on my channel, is I do a game that I'm trying to beat. And then I do another game I'm trying to beat in between. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that. I'm so sorry. So let's say there's Dark Souls 1, 2, 3. I've already beat 1. And I played Subnautica in between 1 and 2. Now I'm beating 2. And once I beat 2, before I go and play Bloodborne, which would be technically the next game in the series for me to play, I would actually play Spyro. So it goes Dark Souls 2, Spyro. So it's like a little break from this hectic genre. And then after Spyro 2, I'll play Bloodborne. And after I'm done with Bloodborne, instead of going straight to Dark Souls 3, I might do Kingdom Hearts 1, because that's the game I want to play. And then after I beat Kingdom Hearts 1, maybe instead of going straight to Dark Souls 3, I can play Spyro 2, and then play Dark Souls 3, and then move on from there. So just kind of keeping it fresh, I don't know, kind of enjoying it a little by little. I have so many games I do want to get through. And at the same time, I want to be playing games like Tarkov. I want to be playing games I want to go back to Mordhau, Games that don't necessarily have a story, but are just kind of fun to sit around and goof off and just, hang out with the community. Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing has been somewhat of a little blessing to the channel. A big one. And I have so many community members to thank, Landon and Natalie, and so many people were telling me Animal Crossing would be good, and I'm like, I feel like you're so right. And as soon as I got Animal Crossing for my Switch and I've been playing that, it's been so much fun. It's such a chill game. It's so relaxing, and on top of that, I can relax and play it along with people in the community. It's just really nice. We even had our first event on Sunday. Was it last Sunday? It was last week. Was it last week? I forgot the exact date. Forgot exactly which Sunday it was. But we did something called a cataloging event where everybody brings furniture items that they've earned, and we all come to like one island. So everyone came by to my island, and we all set up like shop on my island, and we dropped all of our furniture pieces and clothing items, and then we run around clockwise just picking up everything and redropping it. So that way we cataloged it so that we can actually just buy the item from our own, what's it called, shopping center, I guess you can say. So it's just been, that was really cool. That went extremely smoothly. um, I'm very excited to see how some more future events are going to turn out, especially in Animal Crossing. There's like some really fun little tiny mini games we can do here and there, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. Maybe I can try and think of a way to turn it into like a giveaway. So instead of just giving away like in-game items, because we did like a little raffle for a special ticket in the game that you can use to go to some random island and earn resources. But I think it'd be really cool if maybe I implemented some prizes from outside the stream, because I am a humble partner. I'm a humble bundle partner, but I don't really use or do too much. Like I don't promote it as much as I think I should, or really I don't know. I haven't felt any benefit from it. So I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about it. If maybe in a little bit I'll do some research and figure out, if I do get people to shop with my link, it will help me out, but I have not had the time or the effort. I'm slowly creeping back in. I think first things first, I just want to get the whole enjoying content creation at a smooth pace down, and then maybe I'll implement some big things like that. But I'm a humble. I have a humble bundle subscription, and I have the My Choice subscription, which I think ended as soon as the year started. So you can't join the same subscription I'm in. So I'm allowed to stay in it because I'm still paying for it, and because I'm still paying for it, I get like a 10% discount on anything you can buy on Humble Bundle, and I still get the whole 9-10 choice game thing every month, which is really cool. So and it's like it's just so worth it. It's like $12 a month, and I get so many keys. And it's just if I feel like one of the keys or something like I do want to play like really badly, then I'll just claim it for myself. But I haven't done that for a while, and I'm just stocking up on all these like video game keys. I think it's like I have way too many, so I need to maybe start finding ways to turn those keys into hype, or just to kind of just give back to the community, because these last few weeks have just been extremely wild in terms of the support I've been getting. I still stand by it. It's my silver lining. And we're back. See? I did it! I found my way back to the tangent that I was on. I found my way back. Remember when I was talking about negative feedback spirals and life is really good? This whole situation of me being a full-time content creator and things actually working out, that's my silver lining. I was talking about silver linings. Damn, I'm smooth. No, I'm not. That was horrible. That took me too long. I forgot, and that took me too long to get back to that, but I did. Take a sip of my coffee real quick. Okay. It's very important to find your silver lining in all the negatives that surround you, because if you can do that, you avoid being in a negative feedback spiral, and you better yourself mentally, emotionally, all that good stuff. And I understand that the pandemic is a horrible thing. So many people are suffering from it. It's one too many people are suffering. Way too. It's just I don't know what the phrase is, but it's just like so unnecessary how much suffering is happening, and I just can't wait for it all to finish and stop and just move on. I can't wait until we can all just look past this and learn from it and understand what we have to do next time, and we all grow a little stronger. But that doesn't mean you have to completely make it a negative thing. I'm so thankful that it's just for some, like, I just decided to stay home instead of being out there working. I was an essential worker. I could right now still be working, probably more than my part-time hours, because of the fact that so many people took off and so many people aren't working anymore. I could probably went from like 20 to 40 hours. Like I could have taken a full-time position. But I decided I didn't want to do that because it was just putting my family at risk, being out there in the public. And I have some friends who still work, and they're updating me on what's going on. They have to wear masks now. They have to wear gloves now. They have to bleach everything. I was there for like a few weeks while we were still like tasked with bleaching everything, every countertop in the cabinets department, everything. And I left every night, and it smelled like the goddamn pool, And I kind of in a guilty way enjoyed the smell of bleach because it did bring me back to the days I was swimming and stuff like that. But at the same time, it was just you can really feel the headache that bleach gives you after you just can't smell anything but bleach all day. It smells like the pool at the store, and it's what's it called? It's tough. It's tough, and I could have still been doing that, but instead I decided to take a month off and try this, and it's been working, and it's just it's like a I won't say that it's been found to I don't find it sustainable just yet, but I've definitely been injected with enough stability to at least try this without worry of where I'm gonna end up. It's quite literally like, hey, treat this as like a gap quarter of a year, and just do your best. And I'm trying, and I'm loving it. And I cannot complain. I've sometimes have these thoughts about if only I wasn't in school, but I cannot complain. I'm so close to being done with my degree. It'd be stupid to just quit now. And I'm so happy I'm doing well in school. I'm so close. I'm a year away from getting my bachelor's. And after I get my bachelor's, yeah, then I'm scot-free. I can not worry about all this other crap and just focus on this if I wanted to, which I do. I have a very strong passion, and it hasn't died out for so long. It's strange how that works sometimes. I'm a very motivated person. I try so many different things. I try so many different instruments. I try so many different hobbies. I try this, that, the other. I have a bike. I have a longboard. I have a skateboard. I whittle. I try to play the didgeridoo, the banjo, the guitar, the electric guitar, the jaw harp, the recorder. I do this, that. I'm working on a motorcycle. I worked on a Jeep. I am a very motivated person. I do so much. I'm trying to learn the piano. And the thing is about learning all these different things is that I'm not becoming very skilled in one, but at least I'm partially skilled in what I feel like doing. But with streaming, this has been the one thing I've been doing consistently for so long. And that is something beautiful to me. It's something in my life that I've been sticking, like playing video games. Like, yeah, I've been playing video games my whole life, and I don't think I'll ever stop because it's part of my life. It's something I enjoy deeply. It helps relieve stress, anxiety, things like that. I chase adrenaline playing video games. I chase a success. I chase euphoria. I chase all this, dopamine. But when it comes to streaming, which is, I think, a hobby that does require a lot of learning on how to do, it does require a lot of effort. It does require a lot of critical thinking and really assessing what it means to be someone who streams or someone who creates content. And it's just been something I haven't given up. There's been periods in my life where I've had to take a break from it, and that's, I think, different because either I was too busy with things that were concerning my education, or making sure I had enough money for to pay for things. But definitely, I'm so happy that this has been my baby, my passion. It's always been there for me. I stream because it's my I go. This is where I go to achieve being in a happy place. I go live on Twitch because this is where I enjoy talking to other people and just goofing off and creatively expressing myself. And it's funny how going to TwitchCon in 2018, I was able to have that same happy place type of feeling, but in person around so many people. And that's what kind of blew my mind. Because, yeah, I've always been, I guess, the one that, like, I've never been the class clown, but I've always tried to make people laugh or to provoke thought or to just be goofy and be myself when I'm out in public with people and stuff like that. Um, I have a little bit of a different energy when I stream, but that same energy I was able to channel in person when I was at TwitchCon in 2018. That's why I think it'd be really great to go to TwitchCon this year if that chance arises. I think I do want to take it because it would just be so much fun to experience that again, and I think on a better rise. In 2018, I felt like there was the channel and my community was growing very nicely. Very very smoothly, very positively, and that was 2018, right? And then in 2019, when 2019 hit, that was like an entire year of just stunting that growth. And now I'm back on, I guess, a rise again with the community. It's growing. So many people are interacting. Animal Crossing is it's like we have a small cult about it. It just feels so nice. And I would love to go back to 2020 TwitchCon with this with this fire that's bellowing. We're bellowing the fire. I don't even know how to put it. Fitting. If you are watching this on YouTube, which is the only place you can watch this right now. If you are watching, I know some people might be just listening to this podcast, but there's a little fireplace overlay I have on. Just what's it called? It's just fitting. But yeah, it's actually making me a little warm. Not gonna lie, I'm wearing a vest and indoors, but in the basement. Losing weight is caused me to what's the word? Be more cold. I didn't realize so much body fat or just so much like weight really does keep you warm. And now that I've lost the 30 plus pounds, I feel really cold. I feel more cold more often. I feel like I need to wear socks all the time. I feel like my hoodies actually do something. Well, they did something before, but that something was making me sweat profusely to the point I needed to take them off. But now it's like, wow, I actually do need to wear hoodies. But thinking about fire, wearing this vest, it's got me warm. It's got me warm. I'm excited for the summer months. I'm excited for the warm weather as well. I'm kind of over. I'm really over. I'm over snow, dude. I'm over it. I'm over the cold weather. I'm over chapped lips. I'm so over it, dude. I'm so over it. It was nice growing up and seeing it for the first time after I was 8 years old. But now I'm tired. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with salt on my car. I don't want to deal with. Well, it was horrible because in 2019 to the ending of the winter months, I was driving a 97 Jeep Wrangler that had a broken four-wheel drive, that had holes in the windows, plastic windows. The front window was fine. The windshield was fine. But plastic windows with holes in them, a heater that only works on 4, and even when it's on, doesn't heat. That's how I drove around in the winter. I drove around wearing a parka inside my Jeep because that's how I stayed warm. And I'm so glad I got myself a new car, because I hope that this time when winter comes around, I will have something that will make me appreciate it so much more just because it outdoes my Jeep in the winter. But yeah, I'm so done with the cold weather. I can't wait till it's warm outside. I went longboarding yesterday. So I had done before yesterday, I had done a hit workout on the punching bag, which was wow, I killed it. I killed it so well. I did a 30-minute hit workout, boxing workout, and it was so good that when I was finished with it, this is probably not good, but I was like extremely close to passing out. Extremely close. I was at the point where my vision was closing in on me. Luckily, I sat down. I had someone that I could talk to, and I drank water, and I felt better. And now I know not to do such an intense workout. I feel great though. Yesterday then I decided to do a little bit of an easier workout on myself and just go longboarding. It was like 60 degrees outside, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just go out for a little a stroll, a breeze. Let's just go out for a little bit of a cruise and just enjoy the nice weather, reflect on life, think about what's going to be going on this next week. You know, just show the world I'm happy, and be there with Mother Nature. It was really good. I had a very good, calming, longboard cruise, and today I feel great. I have decided to stop stepping on the scale daily, so it has been, I think, four-ish days since I've stepped on a scale, and I'm just not going to touch the scale until a month has passed, because I think fretting about my weight daily I finally realized it's not a good thing. I had an old guy at work who I was sharing, I was talking to him about my weight loss journey, and he was kind of motivating me and telling me about his journey in life and how he's lost like 70 pounds at one point and then decided to gain 30 pounds because he knew that being so skinny it wasn't for him. He wasn't built for it. So he gained weight to be at a weight that he wanted to be at. And I would share back and forth with him what I'm doing, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing good." And then and he's like, "Are you stepping on the scale daily?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "Dude, I don't subscribe to that type of lifestyle." And I'm like, "Huh?" This old man is telling. Okay, that's kind of weird you put it that way, but I guess it's okay. You don't subscribe to it. I'm subscribed to it right now. But then the other day, after just kind of pondering it, I was like, yeah, that's not like I don't need to be fretting about it every day. I have been a little bit less worry-free, less stressful, less stressed about it, not stepping on the scale. But the nice thing is that if I am doing the right things like exercising, eating correctly, and then I look in the mirror and I feel like I look good and I'm looking better, then I think that's a better feeling than stepping on a scale and seeing a number. Yeah. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm going to continue having my cup of joe. I'm going to go torture myself and play Dark Souls 2. I extremely appreciate you tuning in and listening to the podcast. I hope that you enjoy this. It's honestly just raw me for 40-ish minutes. That's what it's, I think, going to be. Just going to talk about life and the future and what I think about making content. And if you enjoyed this, all I ask is that you just like it and leave a comment. Maybe let a friend know about this. Not that they might find any interest listening to some random guy in the back of his head, but it would just be appreciated a lot greater from me. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Okay, knock out everything you've got to do. Take it hella easy, and I'll see you next time. All right, have a good one. Give you those classic math problems. Like if Ivan had 20 pineapples and Vicky had 10, but Ryu had 13 regular apples, and Kale came in and took 7 pineapples from both Ivan and Vicky, and Muffins gave Kale a grapefruit, how many apples does Ryu have?